Kajun Reseller, you give me an offer and I'll take it.
I say, this is Johnny's place where you can have it for no problem. I got the dollars.
Fixed income, no credit, back credit. Here at Kajun Roots Reseller, that's no problem.
Let him have it.
I've got my dollars and I sit in my best offer.
We say, yes. See the special man. The easiest man on YouTube.
You got the dollars? We got the offer? Let him have it with no problem.
Hello, everyone, and welcome on this Thursday morning. How's everybody doing this morning? First in the chat today is Miss Wendy. Hello, good morning and welcome. She's going to meet up with Miss Annie and Austin. I hope you have a good day and some good finds. Miss Dawn just wanted to say good morning. Just got power back from the hurt. Oh, wow. Phones are still in and out. Hope everybody's having a good. I hope everything's going well and hope you'll get back on your feet out down there. Roy Sandollar, how are you doing, Ray? Good to see you. Jimmy, hello, good morning and welcome. Also, we are on the Facebook side as well. Stephen, hello, good morning and welcome. And then we got Jimmy, New England Thrifter. How are you doing, Miss Helen? Good to see you. Good morning, hello, and welcome. And of course, without further ado, y'all should know who we have as a guest today because I think we caught a couple of times where we talked about it. And if you watched his video, he did talk about it in his video. So we need to work on getting him to 1K as close as we can, if not to it today. We're going to work hard at getting it done if we can. Share this video out. Get others to come in and help get us to this goal we're trying to get to 1K. And that is for Mr. Mike himself, January House.
Hey, Johnny. Thanks for having me, buddy.
Good morning. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you, bud?
I'm blessed. Good to see you this morning. I saw you. I was watching your video this morning. Plus, I was listening while I was listening. And I was watching your video that you put out about being on the show. And it's like, that's so cool the way you did it in your estate sale you went to, that you're going to today.
Yeah, I'm going to a estate sale today.
So I couldn't make it yesterday. My daughter's made it through the issue. Thank you so much for letting us know, Danny. Let's see here. That just flew on me. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go get your link. And I know there's just a few people in here, but we'll do this a couple times throughout the show. What we're trying to do is get Mike to 1K, if not close enough to it, to where we can get him to go over at least to the 1K side. So we're going to work on that today. If you can, share this video out. Let others know we're trying to do this. And come enjoy and learn more about Mr. Mike with his 2 channels he's got going on. And also, hello and good morning, Miss Cheryl. And so while I get your information, I want you to go ahead and tell everybody a little bit about your channels. What do you do on your channels and what type of selling and reselling you do?
Okay. Hi, everyone. I'm Mike, the January House. I have 2 channels, like Johnny said. I have the January House, which is the pre-recorded content. And then I have the January Auction House, where I do auctions at least once a week, sometimes twice a week, but always on Sunday nights at 7:00 p.m. Eastern, the January Auction House. I'm a full-time reseller in central Pennsylvania, just outside of Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, right in the middle of the state. I sell on eBay, Mercari, Bonanza, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp. I have an antique booth. And in my pre-recorded channel, the January Auction House, I do videos like hauls, like things I buy, what sold videos when they sell, antique booth updates, some tips and tricks, things I've learned along the way that I'd like to share with people, things of that nature. So if that's interesting to you, please consider subscribing to that channel. And then I have an auction channel, like I talked about earlier. the January auction house. And we have a lot of people that just come into the chat and just hang out. It's a great time. We have a great group that shows up every Sunday night, 7:00 p.m. Eastern. I do that with my buddy John. He has a estate sale company. He sells on eBay as well. So we always seem to have some cool, interesting items up for auction on Sunday night. So if you're into auctions or you just want to hang out and have a good time for a little bit, come check us out over there.
All right. Hopefully, Cheryl, you have a good doctor's appointment. Hopefully, it's nothing too serious. And she said, I just subbed to you, Mike.
Oh, thank you very much, Cheryl.
So again, I do have his information pinned at the top of the chat. I do have both of his channels there, his auction channel and his regular channel that he started with. So if you have not checked out either of his channels, we're trying to get to the January house is his main channel. So if you haven't checked out his channel, and also just check to see if you're still subscribed, because a lot of times you lose subscriptions. So remember, when you go to somebody's link that's in the chat, including Mike's, go to the link. The first link is his main channel. We're trying to get him to 1K. If you go to any of the channels and the word subscribe below the video is in red, it means you're not subscribed or you lost your subscription. You thought you might have been subscribed. Change it to gray. And then right next to those 3 bells, the very top one, give them all notifications so you don't miss out. And go back and watch a video here and there. Make some comments because that will help you hopefully stick on your subscription. Hello and welcome, Mr. Edwards. Nakoma Fines, how are you doing, Michael? I bet you've been busy with the Halloween stores. Jessica, hello, good morning and welcome. Good to see each and every one of y'all. So my first question is, what got you started in the resale community?
Hold on, before I get started, let me get a little sip of coffee here.
Look at you.
Johnny has merch in his store, in case you don't know, and these coffee mugs are great. So,
hello, Paul. Good morning, hello, and welcome, the new co-host. This is becoming pretty frequent.
Paul. What got me started in reselling? So, I mean, there's two ways to answer that question. When I was younger, like in high school age, it was like the 90s, the mid 90s. And it was the peak of the sports card craze, football, baseball, basketball, and also comic books, was kind of a big hype for those as well. And my dad and I would go to those shows in the malls or in like a convention center or hotel or whatever, and we would sell baseball cards and comic books and stuff. We almost actually thought about having a store at one point until we realized that whole thing was a big bubble and wasn't going to last. But so I've always kind of had that, kind of, I don't know, reseller or entrepreneurial, drive or, desire. It was fun. I always have a great time with it. But then, life went on. But one day I was watching the news actually. And there was like, how sometimes like your local news will do like a kind of like a story that's not really related to your local news. They were doing a story on this guy that was making, it was like man makes $100,000 a year or 6 figures a year, whatever, reselling items from Walmart. Okay. And I was like, what are they talking about? So I went on, I watched it and I was like, oh, so what he was doing was retail arbitrage. I didn't know what it was at the time. He was going to the Walmarts and Targets and buying the clearance items and then reselling them on eBay. And I had an eBay account, like, for a long time. And I would sell things, from the house or things like, if I had somebody gave me something, I never used it or whatever. Right. And I was like, yeah, I could do that. Like, that's cool. Like, I liked it. I thought that was neat. So I would go to like Walmart, Target, look at the clearance and stuff and try to resell it and stuff. But I remember like in the beginning, I wanted to like, they kind of went into a little bit of detail, they don't give you the full story. So I went on YouTube to try to find like, if I could find the news clip again, and I typed in, reselling Walmart and all these like resellers popped, like people that were doing it like for a living, guys like Pete, Craigslist Hunter and, Lonnie and all that, all those guys, and I started like watching videos and getting into their lives and figuring out, like, oh, okay, this is cool stuff here. Like I dig this kind of stuff, So, and they would talk about going to the bins and I would go to the bins and, buy clothes, I think where everybody kind of starts out, and go to yard sales and pick up things and resell. So that's kind of where it started, like from that news article. But I had like like I said, an entrepreneurial drive spirit before that. And I had the eBay account and, I'm like, I could make this work. And eventually it just became full time. It just, I just got to the point where I was like, I can do things in life like that I want to do, spend more time with my kids and, what I mean, make my own hours, and I get to meet cool people and, and learn about new things. I love learning about new items. I might not be in the, say glassware or whatever, you know what I mean? But I watch videos and I learn and I go out and look at it and, buy some stuff and figure it out.
I want to go back to Danny's comment. He said, I just subbed to you. I thought I was already subbed.
Thanks,
That's why
Danny.
it's important when you go to anyone's channel link that you check on it, because if that subscription is in red, that means you're not subscribed or you're
Can you say Danny's screen name for us again?
Piqua Picker. Is that right?
That's right. I remember the other day.
Somebody did it in the chat for me, so that's the only reason I remember it. And I had to think of how it was worded. Yeah.
Right.
Bailey's and coffee ready. Oh, hear that. Got to get some more coffee. So you were talking in reference to when you were starting out before, and then you went full time. What? How long was it that you were doing it part time before you went full time?
I would say it was about 3 or 4 years. It was about 3.5 years, I would say, before I went full time. It was just, I don't know. I evolved. Like, I think in the beginning, it's like all the people starting out, what do you buy and what do you sell? And, and how do you sell it and all this and that. I think it takes some time. I don't know. I mean, I know there's people I'm sure that have jumped right into it, but for me, it took a while. Shipping, was a big thing for me in the beginning, like learning the logistics of shipping, how to pack things, what's the best way to ship it cost effectively for yourself, even how to price it, free shipping or calculated shipping. I messed up a lot of times, but over time I felt like I started buying better, if you will, with things, and definitely shipping better. And, I learned what sells better and what doesn't, or slower, and even today, like back then, I used to be one of those like list it and forget it type sellers. Like I would just list it and it sat on the shelf, and whenever it sold, Right. Now I'm more into like a quick flip type of deal, you know what I mean? Where I'm like trying to get the product in and out with a profit as fast as I can be. So I think it's just learning. It took me a little while to learn it. I'm still learning too to this day. I mean, there's a lot I don't know, and I get a lot of advice on in chats like this, and watching videos on YouTube. But
right now, when you do go sourcing, and you've been doing it for quite a while, what is the worst thing you ever picked up that you thought you were going to make the best flip on it, and it was a flop instead of a flip?
Yeah, I don't know if I have one. I don't know if I have one item that way, like where it was like, oh, this is going to make me so much money. And then but I tell you what, like even today, I have trouble with retail arbitrage for some reason. Like I'm not really good at it. I always think I see things on clearance. I think it took me a while to realize that if it's on clearance at my Walmart, it's probably on clearance at, 450,000 other Walmart, however many they have, right? You know what I mean? And then everyone's buying something like that, or a lot of people are buying it and then trying to sell it, and then they're lowering the price to try to move theirs out. Like the quick flippers, we're trying to, okay, if it sells for 50, I'll sell mine for 45. Yeah. And then one sells for 45, and the next guy goes, okay, I'll sell mine for 40, and then the next, whatever, whatever the deal is. So I'm hit or miss with retail arbitrage. I'll tell you a story about a storage locker that I bought. I bought storage lockers. I went through that whole phase until COVID. I still like storage lockers. They're just crazy priced in my area right now. But there was a storage locker, and you can only see pictures. It was online, right? And they had those yellow and black totes, those heavy totes that they're called like HDX, like Home Depot sells them, like those heavy duty totes. They're black base with a yellow top. And this storage locker was stacked with them. I mean, there was like 20 of them. And then there was a couple like garbage bags on top. I figure, okay, there's probably clothes in there and all types of household cool stuff. I mean, these storage, these totes are expensive at Home Depot. And I won the locker for like $800. And I open it up and I get there, and every one of those HDX totes had trash in it. Literal, like kitchen, go to your kitchen right now, take the trash bag out and go put it in an HDX tote, and then put the lid on it, and then put it in the storage locker. And that's what it was. And every one of them, I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, oh my gosh. I was so mad, But you live and learn. That storage locker. So I don't know if that's like a I thought I was going to make a lot of money that day. You know what I mean? I was like, all these totes have to have something decent in them. You know what I mean? To have these good totes in there. But
I want to comment when you were talking about retail arbitrage. One of the things I've learned with watching YouTube channels that do things like that, one of the things that I've learned is when I'm sourcing, if you can get, and usually it's going to be either your first in or last out.
Last out, right?
Hold on to your price.
Right.
The thing about it is I've learned that when I am retail arbitraging, I basically look to see compared to how many items are listed of that particular item that is on clearance compared to how many sold. Now, if there's more than 4 listed and there's less sold or very few sold, I won't pick it up.
Right.
That's an indication that it's going to tank eventually. So that's one of the things I've learned for myself. And again, everybody does it differently. But from watching the amount that are listed, and a lot of times it sounds like it's a great deal. You're going to get a lot of product with a great ROI. And then by looking at those numbers, it's a big difference before you decide to buy that kind of stuff.
Yeah. And I think you have to be with retail arbitrage. I'm not saying you don't make money on it, but the margins are much lower than, and I wasn't used to that, you know, or I'm not used to that. Like I go to live auctions or, you know, I was buying storage lockers, you know, even for a couple $100 divided by however many items in there that you can sell. And your cost of goods is like 50 cents each or 75 or whatever, less than $1 usually. And then you're buying, you know, a retail arbitrage item for, I don't know, $20 and you're selling it for, you know, $40 even, but after fees and shipping or whatever, however you're going to do it, you know, yeah, you're making money, but the goal is to try to sell, you know, 100 of those things or 15 or 20 or whatever it is. But so that's a learning curve for me that I try to just pick my shots. Like when I, you know, when I go out and retail arbitrage, which is very, very, very rarely. I look when I'm out there, but.
And then another thing too is a lot of times I'll do some retail arbitrage where you go to scan it or even type in what it is because you go to scan the barcode and it's not coming up.
Right.
And then I'll either take a picture of the front of the box or whatever it may be, or I'll type in the title what I'm looking for. And it's amazing on how many items you can find that aren't even listed. So that's your chance. You definitely want to jump on that.
Right, right.
On those. Hello and good morning, Leroy. How are you doing? Blood, sweat, and sell.
Hey, Leroy.
On my favorite auctioneer. For example, last year after school had ended, well, I'll say school, but like the school supplies go on clearance, I took and bought 2 cases because they were 50 cents a piece of those little things of sticky notes.
Oh, your Post-its or whatever.
Pads, the posties. And what I did was I allotted them up in 4, and I've been selling those for 12 plus per lot.
Nice.
So things like that you can find, and again, you just have to look and see how they have them listed, if any.
Right.
That chance sometimes, because sometimes it's a seasonal thing. Did someone say storage units? Hello and good morning, Paul. How are you doing?
Hey, Paul.
The biggest problem in time management is I have enough time to list. I need to pump the brakes.
Right.
Yeah.
And that's a good point, especially like, you know, for me, I'm a one-man show. You know, I'm it's just me. You know what I mean? So you can't get into everything that you want to get, you know, you can't do everything. And then at some point you realize your time is the more valuable asset than anything, you know, and if it's going to take you got to source it, you know, clean it, list it, you know, store it, pack it, ship it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And yeah, that's definitely, but it's hard to pass up some deals sometimes either. Like I get it. Like I'm going out to a estate sale right after this show. I don't need more inventory really right now, but I'm going to find some good deals. So I got it. And here in Pennsylvania, yard sales will be over soon. You know, the weather starts getting colder. People won't be, you know, usually having as many estate sales soon. So I feel like I got to get it while it's out there.
Exactly. So one of the things I want to mention too, by the way, we're trying to get Mike to the 1K. He's getting close. He can reach it. He's getting to see that light at the end of that tunnel for that 1K. So our goal is this morning is if you can share this out and have others come and help us, go to his link at the top in the blue box above the chat. I do have both of his channels, but the one we're concerned with right now is his January house link, which is the first one of the 2. The second channel is his other channel that he does auctions on. Now, I'm not saying don't go subscribe to it. I'm saying do. But our goal is to get him to 1K on the first one. And so if you go to someone's link or even Mike's link at the top, remember one thing. If you go to someone's channel and that word subscribe is in red, that means you're not subscribed or you lost your subscription, change it to gray. Hit the notifications. Make sure you hit all notifications. But most of all, go back and make a comment on one of his videos, making sure that you can keep that subscription there and make a comment. So again, there are some new people coming in. I see also, Amen, do not need more inventory, but can't pass up some. Yeah, you're right about that. Also, Pam, good morning, hello, and welcome. Thank you for showing off my mug today. Your mug, actually, but yeah.
Hit the thumbs up for Johnny and buy some merch. Johnny's got some cool merch in his store.
All of it is in my link tree, by the way. So, Mike, I want you to go on and talk again because there's a lot more people than at the beginning of the show about your channels, what we're trying to do here today. Good morning, Larry. Good to see you. Hello, good morning, and welcome. Let everybody know about your channels, but most of all, why we're here to get you at 1K, and then talk a little bit about your platforms that you do on your channel while I get you promote you. Put it out.
All right, thanks to everyone who stopped by today. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button for Johnny. I really appreciate Johnny having me on. Thank you. My name is Mike. I am the January House. I have two channels, like Johnny said. The main channel is the January House. All my pre-recorded content is on there. Haul videos, things I pick up at auctions or yard sales or estate sales or what have you. What sold videos, so when they sell, I talk about them and how much I paid for it. I have an antique booth that I give updates on from time to time. I have some tips and tricks videos in there as well, things I've learned along the way that I try to pass on to others. I sell on eBay, Mercari, Facebook Marketplace, OfferUp, Bonanza, pretty much all the platforms except for Amazon. I have another channel. My second channel is my auction channel. It's the January Auction House, and on Sunday nights I have my buddy John with me. He's a great guy. He has an estate sale company, so he's always finding some really cool items, and we kind of go back and forth and auction off Sunday nights at 7:00 p.m. Eastern. It's a great time in the chat. I do a little singing. I'm a great singer. Sometimes I wear a onesie, so if you're into that kind of craziness, we have a good time. It's fun. We have giveaways if you win an item. We do giveaways and we mix it up every once in a while. So if that's of interest to you, come check us out on the auction channel as well. But yeah, I appreciate Johnny trying to get me to 1,000 subs here. It's been a while. I started my main channel in March of 2020. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so right in the height of the lockdown here for Pennsylvania. We were in lockdown at that time. But hey, Cal.
Now you were talking in reference to all the platforms you sell on. How is things going for you on Mercari? And as far as what are you listing on Mercari on that platform?
Yeah, first of all, I love Mercari. I always loved Mercari from the beginning. I just feel like I don't know. This might be the wrong way to say it, but in my experience, it seems more of a like millennial crowd to me, or a younger crowd in some way. I like the interaction. Yes, yeah.
I couldn't help that but shut
up. Paul's crazy. But like I get a lot of interaction with the items where, sometimes on eBay somebody will ask a question here and there, but it seems like it's more interactive on Mercari. For me on Mercari specifically, video games sell very well for me there. And lately I've been into, I've always been kind of into action figures, G.I. Joes, whatever, He-Man, Transformers, Ninja Turtles, whatever. But I started buying like lots of accessories, the weapons, the backpacks, whatever, what have you. And that kind of stuff sells really well on Mercari too for me. So for me, Mercari's been on fire. I've had goals, every year I try to set a goal for myself, or a few goals. And one of them was last year going into this year was to branch out to more, more platforms. Like I said, I'm a one-man show kind of deal here, so it's a little hard to cross post, but I use a service called Vendoo, and that helps tremendously because I start everything on eBay, and then I can just pull everything from eBay into. Actually, I can use it on a number of different platforms. I just use it on Mercari with Vendoo, but they cross post to Etsy and Poshmark and I don't know, a bunch of the other ones and stuff. So yeah, I like Mercari a lot. It takes a little bit to get used to not getting paid right away. Like you don't really get paid right away on eBay anymore either because of the managed payments type of deal. So you got to wait anyway. But I don't know. I like Mercari a lot. I know there's people that don't do it, but I really like it.
I've had some sales on Mercari. I just find that it's not as, I guess, because of the things I'm listing right now. I don't have much listed on Mercari.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a little, okay. We have a question for you. Do you test all your video games before listing?
I try to. I have many of the systems here to test the games, but I also have. You can probably see it over this shoulder here. That's the JFJ Easy Pro disc cleaner, right? So it's a little pricey, but again, like I have another thing in my business where I try to upgrade something every year, right? So in the beginning, I just printed out labels like with the printer and the paper and cut it out. So the next year I got the thermal printer. Well, last year I was like, if I'm going to sell video games and in quantity, I have a video where I bought, like, a guy had like a pull behind trailer. It was like 800 video games I bought at a yard sale, bought them all. And I was like, I got to get this cleaner. So I get a cleaner. If I can't test it, I clean it. Usually even if I can test it, I'll clean it anyway. You know, sometimes they're not maybe always scratched, but they don't look great. Like they're dusty or whatever. Somebody spilled something, whatever. So if I can't test it, I definitely clean it. But I do try to test all the ones that I can. I don't have every system, but I do try to test them, yes. And then I offer free returns, 1-day handling. So if anyone ever has a problem, you know, I just take it back. If they say it doesn't work, and I take it back. And then if I find out it still works, then I just relist it. You know, I don't know. That's another thing too. It takes a little while to get over the return thing and how people are with all the platforms that you buy on. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question there.
Well, I have another question with that. Go to piggyback off of that. Have you ever had any problems where if you do not put in your listing that you had tested it, do you find that those that are not tested are often returned to you saying that they're not working?
No. But even ones I do put tested and works, like somebody will say it doesn't play, right? So I always here's how I handle that. Like if I tested it, I'll put tested and works. If I didn't test it, I'll put untested, right?
Right.
But if I put tested and work and the guy gets it or girl gets it and they say it doesn't work, I say, sorry, you're not satisfied with the purchase. Start the return process, send it back. And then upon receipt and inspection, I'll issue you a refund. And I never say full refund. Okay. Right. So I get the item back. And if I have the system to test it, I'll test it and I'll play it. If it works, I'll take the pictures and I'll take the video even too, right? And then I don't know if this is true for every seller, but I'm a top rated plus or top rated, whatever the goofy designation is on eBay. So I have the ability to deduct up to 50% of the return if I see fit, if I have a reason, right? So if the guy tells me or girl tells me it doesn't work and it comes back and it works, I deduct the 50%. I don't give them the shipping back, and then I put the pictures there's a spot to put the pictures, and I write in the notes. I'm like, it works fine. I have pictures below, video if you need it, and it's always worked out for me. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I try not to buy games that are too, like, if it look like, you can look now, you know, even when I clean it, if it still looks like, if there's still a big scratch, you know, I won't sell it. You know, I try not to sell, you know, junk or whatever.
Do you ever find yourself doing a deep cleaning on any discs that you think that are really bad on any of the discs that you're trying to clean? Do you do anything longer than 60 seconds?
Oh yeah. I mean, there's sometimes some games just won't work.
Yeah.
Like for whatever the reason is. And there's the JFJ. So the JFJ cleaner has like, there's like I don't know how you say it. The standard cleaning is like, you do with this one compound for like 30 seconds or a minute, you know, and then you do the next one. There's a different compound. You put that in and use that for another 30 seconds or a minute, depending on how it is. I very rarely have to do the full cleaning. Usually I can do the 30-second with the second compound cleaner. It's usually just surface stuff, you know, or I don't know, whatever it is, it just gets it off in that shorter cleaning. And then I pop the game in and it works right away. But there's been times where I've had to do the full cleaning and it didn't work, and I tried to clean it again and it still didn't work. And at that point, I'm not gonna sell it. Yeah, I just get rid of it. Yeah. And I just you just cut your losses. I mean, what can you do? I'd rather have that than take the time to list it, ship it, have someone buy it, hates it, sends it. You know, I had a feeling it was not gonna work. You know, forget all that. I don't have the time for that.
Yeah. And again, there's going to be some chances that you have to take with some things, but for me, I normally try to buy, if I can find them, any video games that are sealed. That way I just have to list it, take the pictures, I'm done with it. Sure. I have been taking chances with some of the ones that have some kind of a low marking on them, but I find even a 30 or 60 second cleaning and it's done. It's fine.
Right.
So, yeah. But Robert has all the different systems. And usually if I buy something like that, he's with me, unless he buys it before I get to it. But usually he'll buy more of those type of things because that's what all he sells is the video games. And so if he has something that he buys that needs a little cleaning, I'll throw it in there for him. But 9 times out of 10, he does all of that. So, well, look who's here. Mark Vandelay. What's up?
Hi, buddy.
We missed you on Tuesday. We had Joe in here Tuesday.
Yeah, Dan was running around that day.
Yeah.
Dan's a good buddy of mine, and Dan, Art Vandelay, and myself are on Joe Philly's Pickers channel on Wednesdays at 1 o'clock Eastern. It's a working hangout. I'll use the term working loosely. Yeah. We have a lot of fun. We talk about a lot of different things. And so come hang out with us one Wednesday. You'll love it. So every Wednesday, 1 o'clock on Joe's channel, Philly Picker, Joe the Philly Picker. Not Paul, the Philly Flipper, Joe the Philly Picker.
Right. Yeah, we had a long conversation about that one. I want to say it was either Tuesday or Wednesday he was on the show. I think it was Tuesday.
Yeah.
So anywho, also, if you have any questions for Mike, go ahead and put them in the chat. I'm sorry I had so much to do. I understand.
Yeah, he was running around that day.
You know we're going to mess with you?
Yeah. Joe and Dan and I
Good morning, Roman.
All day too. Like we're good. We're good friends.
Anywho, so do you actually find? And I'm not sure. I think I heard you say that you do it on Facebook Marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you do the shipping or without shipping for a local pickup?
No, I don't do the shipping. I will ship, but I will tell if somebody has a list, sees one of my listings and says, "Hey, do you ship?" and they're somewhere away from me, I say I will. But not through Facebook Marketplace payment. I will do it through PayPal, and I'll say, I'll give you my PayPal address. You send me the money, and I'll ship it out. Give you a tracking number, and if that doesn't work, I understand. If you're not into that, I get it. I've heard a lot of stories about the Facebook payments. I'm sure it's fine. I'm sure there's people that sell there every day and ship every day, and everything's fine. But I've heard stories about, I don't know, like it takes forever to get paid, or they're not sure if they got paid, or things of that nature. I don't know. I'd rather just do PayPal. So mostly I don't do shipping, but if I will, but I'll do it through PayPal. And if that's a problem for somebody, then I'll just say, hey, no big deal. Thanks for looking, whatever,
Right. I like that idea though. I never would have thought of that.
Yeah.
And so what is your favorite when you go sourcing?
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's in antique malls or in estate sales, what is the first go-to kind of products that you go to when sourcing?
I look at everything. I mean, I guess I don't know. If I see a lot of paper, I'm big into, I like ephemera. I like ephemera a lot. And usually when you go to those, flea markets or not, auctions or whatever, even estate sales, like no one's looking at
Right.
You know what I mean? So on my auctions, I saw a lot of postcards. We saw a lot of just ephemera on our auctions, just in general. I dig that stuff, that old stuff from the, 1900, whatever, early mid 1900 stuff. So I'll usually go for that. But I mean, I look for the video games. I look for the action. I like the action figures, and especially the ones that like, everyone, kind of knows what a G.I. Joe is, or, there's some knockoffs and stuff, or He-Man. But there's a lot of like other action figures that are out there that bring good money, and people don't usually know what they are. So I'll dig through that toy bin, in there. And I don't know. I've been trying to dabble a little bit more into clothing. Another item that I think if you go to a yard sale, a lot of people don't look at. Dan, Art Vandelay, has helped me out tremendously with selling Levi's jeans, 550s, 560s. I branched out a little bit more into other jeans. I feel like if I can pick them up for $1 or $2 at the most at a yard sale and they're decent, and turn around and sell them for $20, $25, and I ship them padded flat rate, $8, it's easy. It fits right in there and it's gone. And I've turned them around pretty quickly. So I've been trying to look for those type of items more so, right away, or when I go to a yard sale or flea market.
All right. James has a question for you. Go to the important questions. Badget, Beard Bomb, or Cremo?
Cremo, yeah. That's funny. It's Cremo. And I just had to get some new Cremo because I was like, I'm going to be on Johnny's channel. I got to make sure the beard looks good, Thursday morning. That's funny that he said that. Yeah, I use Cremo. No one knows what that is.
Question: What has been one of your best flips?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I just made a video on this not too long ago. I just really had it. It's probably 2 months ago now. I went to an estate sale. My buddy John, he runs an estate sale company, and they had it's a portable oxygen machine. It was called Ingeneron or something. Ingeneron, I don't know. It was $300. He had it priced at this estate sale, which for me is a big purchase. I know people spend big money when they go out, but I'm the guy that looks for the lowest priced item I can get and try to make the highest return. That's probably why retail arbitrage and I don't get along too well, right? But he had $300 on it, and it looked almost. It looked almost new. It wasn't new, but it was in the original box, and it had all the original, packaging and paperwork, and like it wasn't like just in a tote, right? And I asked him, I said, "What's the deal? What's the deal with the person that the house, like the lady that if she used it or whatever?" And he said, "No, she was an older lady, and then they had a I don't know, with the COVID, they had to end up putting her in a facility." So she was only home for a short amount of time when she had this, and then she moved to the facility, and then she's been living there since, and they have the thing there, so she doesn't, obviously didn't need it, and the kids were selling the house for the mom or whatever. So I took a chance. I bought it for $300, and I got it home, and it had some extra batteries. It's a portable oxygen machine, so you can imagine, like depending on your level of oxygen that you need, there's different settings, and so if you're on the higher setting, the battery wears down a lot faster than the lower setting, right? So there was extra batteries, and the hours were like super low. It was like 27 hours. So if you can imagine, like if you need oxygen, 27 hours is like 2 days of running or whatever, 3 days or whatever.
Yeah. And
I listed it on eBay. I mean, they were priced all over, but I think I listed it for like $2,200, and then some. I had a bunch of watches right away, and I sent it out an offer. And I sold it for $1,950 on eBay.
That was a great flip.
It was a great flip. It was awesome. Wow. And it was like literally a week. It was a week.
Because it's not that often you see that kind of stuff either.
No. And that's another thing. I try to look for things that maybe people aren't looking at. Medical things have sold well for me, but you have to be really careful.
Yeah.
If it says RX needed, or, like on the item that you're selling, if it says RX needed, prescription needed, generally, I would say not generally. Let me rephrase. Do not try to sell it on eBay.
Exactly.
I've gotten many warnings on eBay about selling medical items like that. And I've gotten my account shut down like 3 days, at a clip sometimes when I do it again, right?
Right.
So if you're like, for me, a one-man show, eBay shuts me down for 3 days. That's a problem, Yeah. So don't sell medical things on eBay if it says RX needed. Let me just state that right now. I don't give anybody anything. But this one didn't. And I started like another account. Like I have a different eBay account where I'll try to still like finagle some of it, but like medical tubing or like things like that, like things that don't need prescriptions,
like replacement parts and things like that.
Yeah, you can make some. You can make some money, Dan. I'm not committed to shaving the beard and getting a haircut ever. I think that's the cool part of reselling. Like you can do what you want to do. Like I had a corporate job for a long time. I'll show you pictures. I was high and tight. If you go back to one of my early videos, you can still see my hair was really short.
Yeah.
But now I can grow the beard, and the beard really came from like COVID because everything was closed. And then when they opened, they would do a haircut, but they wouldn't do your beard. They wouldn't trim your beard.
No, exactly.
I don't know. The beards were off limits or something. So I was like,
well, I guess because of the fact you would have to take your mask off.
Oh,
okay. Yeah. Rats Stash says, "Oh, great tip. I've heard horrors about doing Facebook payments with, I guess, shipping." Let's see.
Yeah. I don't know.
That's happening to Cameron. Yeah, and others too. So that's a good thing you brought that up, because there are some people who have been banned or had their suspension for a couple of days, even as far as a week or more, because it was selling things like prescription stuff that has a big RX needed. So be careful with that.
Don't do that. And like Anytime Picker just said, there's other platforms that you can, that will allow you to do it, or, locally, or whatever, or take it to a flea market or something. I don't know, or find somebody that dabbles in that, and you can make decent money on that kind of stuff.
Yeah, because that's not worth you having to get your banned on a couple of days or suspended for a week or so because of it.
Right, right.
Misty has a question. What inspired your name, January House?
It's a good question. I get that a lot. So before I was full time, I had my eBay store just under my regular name. You know, whatever. It wasn't a store. It wasn't a store name. It was just a personal account, right? It was. It was Mike selling Mike's. You know. So anyway, I didn't want to. When I decided to go full time, I didn't want to. I wanted to have a store name, but I didn't want it to be like Mike's stuff or Mike's. You know, I don't know, finds. I just wanted something unique or whatever.
Right.
So my son was like 3 years old at the time. We're driving around one day. I don't know where we were going, but he's in the back car seat behind me, and he's got an older sister. And he starts talking about hanging out at the January house and all, and like, and I asked, I'm like, what's his, like, because at that time, like his sister spoke his language, like he would say things and I would have no idea what he was talking about.
Right.
I asked his sister. And so he starts telling us that he has these dreams at night where he goes to the January house and hangs out with his grandfather. So my father passed away in 2000. My son wasn't born until 2014. Like he's never met my grandfather.
Right.
And like, it was just one of those moments that like just kind of hit me. It hit me hard. Like I couldn't really talk to him about it too much after that. Right. But he's like, oh yeah. He's like, I hang out with my grandfather at the January house. And this kid's 3. And I don't know. I was freaked out at first, but I was like, hey, you know what? Maybe that's a different name. That's like some kind of unique, whatever. So I figure it was as good as anything. And it might have some cool, like, spiritual connection to help me out a little bit. So that's where the January.
I was just thinking about that. Now, did your grandfather live in a January house facility?
No. I don't know why he called it. I don't know why he called it the January. He said that was just the place where he went and hung out with his grandfather, who was my father, not my grandfather. Right. My father, right? Yeah.
Right. That is awesome. Rat Stash wants to know, how do you get musty smell out of ephemera?
Oh, that's a good question too. Yeah. I've had good luck. And this worked not only with ephemera, but I had like one of those old steamer trunks, like those Camelback. What I'm talking about, like those old like luggage trunks that open up, the top just hinges off.
Yeah.
And it gets that musty smell too, and the paper does too. If you take some of that paper and put it in a container that's big enough to have the paper and like some baking soda in there as well. And I found some like dryer sheets, not the scented, like don't get, lavender, don't get lavender mist or whatever, you know what I mean? Get like there's, whatever, I don't know what it's called. Get like a regular dryer sheet. You can even get unscented. It seems to like draw the smell out of it a little bit. I've heard people set things outside. I'm not a big, like the trunk I had in my garage, and I just closed the lid and had that thing on there and had the baking soda in there. But paper works that way too. If you could sit it outside where it's still protected from the elements, give it a shot. But you have to be very careful, especially with older paper. And
I've heard somebody say before, and I watched this on another channel, where they'll take the ephemera, put it in a container, but also put it in the freezer.
Oh yeah, I haven't tried that, but I would give that a shot too. The other thing I found, smoke is one thing. Smoke smell is, you have to get rid of smoke smell.
Yeah.
Paper mustiness, in my experience, and I've sold quite a bit of ephemera, the people that are buying it are kind of accepting of that smell to a degree. You know what I mean? They realize that it's a paper product and it has that smell to it. I've never had anyone return anything because of a musty. Now, smoke is different. I would never try to sell something that smelled like cigarettes, clothing, or paper, anything. Right. I would definitely get rid of that. But Dan's talking about a video I just made. So, all right, we'll talk about it. So I just made this video where the original Nintendo, the original NES system, right?
Right.
It's been known a lot of times, it was the old cartridge based. This was before, CD discs or, whatever, DVD discs. So all the games are cartridge based. And the connection that the game goes into is like these pins. It's like this pin connector. So they just connect and then they play from that, right? They play from that connection. And most people have experience where the games don't work. You get that red light, blinking light or whatever on the power button, and the game won't play. Most people will blow into the cartridge or use isopropyl alcohol on a Q-tip and clean it out and blow in there. And usually that works, like I'd say 90% of the time or whatever. But it gets to the part where those sometimes it gets to the point where those pins that the game connects to inside the system get bent or get like not corroded, but like they get like gunk build up on them, like lint or whatever from, you know, the game was on the floor and now you're sticking it in the system and it just builds up and stuff. So I've sold a lot of video games, and one time I was looking on YouTube about how to clean I tried the isopropyl alcohol, that wasn't working. Nothing's working. And I found this video about literally boiling that 72 pin connector inside the Nintendo that your game connects to. Okay. So I tried it and it worked. And I have done it like 3 or 4 times since then. And I had just gotten this Nintendo from the flea market. And it was at that point where I was like, I'm going to have to boil this 72 pin connector. And I was like, I might as well make a video on it and show people, you know, my people that follow me how I do it. Right. So I have the whole video. It's on my January House channel under the tips and tricks playlist. You got to take the Nintendo apart. The biggest thing, it's really easy. It sounds crazy and it sounds like it'd be hard, but you just got to make sure you keep the screws, you know, in the spot, because you have to take a lot of different components off to get to the 72 pin connector. But then you literally just boil it for a couple minutes. And then the only other hard part is just making sure it's completely dry before you put it all back together and put it in, and it works great. So yes, that's the wildest way I've ever cleaned a Nintendo. Yeah.
Pillarling Prophet says sometimes putting paper in a tub on top of clean kitty litter and then seal it helps. Then use Gain dryer sheets in the tub, seal. If that doesn't work, then put it out in the sun. I would have never thought about cat litter.
Yeah, I would have never thought about cat litter either.
Let's see. It also depends on what's causing the smell. It's caused by mold. Baking soda will get rid of the smell. But it comes back unless you kill that mold first.
True.
Hello there. We have Joe in the house.
Hey, Joe. Hey, Joe. What's up, buddy?
So if you have any questions for Mike, go ahead and ask them. We'll get them done for you. If you have not checked your subscription to his channels, we're trying to get him to 1K or as close as we can. I know it may not happen today, but guess what? We're going to try. As close as we can.
I appreciate it.
At the top in the chat, I do have his regular channel that we're trying to get him to 1K. And then the second channel that he does is auctions on. So do me a favor. If you have not checked it yet, see if you're subscribed. If you go to the links, if it's red, if the word subscribe is in red, it means you're not subscribed. Change it to gray, and then make sure you hit the notification. And go back and make a comment on his videos, so that way we can get them. So you can keep those subscriptions on his channel. Everybody's saying clean cat litter box.
Clean cat litter, Dawn. Right.
Yes. Everybody's saying hello. Everybody's saying hello to each other. And again, so yeah, please make sure you do that. I'm not sure we're gonna. I'll have Patrick, hopefully. I sent him an email. We'll see if he can get it. I know he just said he was waking up. Also, don't forget at 12 o'clock today, Dawn and Mary do their show every Tuesday and Thursday at 12 o'clock. Don't forget that. Art Van Lille wasn't a fake Seinfeld.
It was.
I had a buyer complain about cigarette smokes in a new with tag shirt, but it was in a container that was dry sheets, and I don't know why that thought it was cigarette smoke.
Yeah, sometimes, I don't know, the clothing buyers, I feel like, are the more pickier buyers. I don't know, you know, I've had people say that things, I just had one that these jeans I sold, it was a return, and the lady said it smelled so bad she couldn't try them on, and I was like, get out of here, you know, or whatever. It was fine. Yeah, thanks for subscribing, Dan. I appreciate it. Yeah, I got some videos. I got some cool stuff on there.
I don't know if he's joking or not, but that's why we always say go check and see. And that's why I emphasize if the word subscribe is in red, that means you're not subscribed. Because a lot of people have that conception that it has to be red, and it's not. Because if it's red, you're not subscribed. So, yeah. And that's why I kind of say that a lot. Question: do you ever have guests on your auctions?
Sometimes, yeah. I mean, I've had a few. Usually more the weekly auctions that I do. If I do one like on a Thursday night, I'll have a guest here or there. But Sunday nights, it's always my buddy John and I. But yeah, sure. If you want to be a guest, let me know.
Yeah, there's a lot of channels that are doing that, including I think on Fridays. You got a couple of channels that you can check on. So definitely look around. Could be someone fishing for a partial refund.
Yeah, I don't know. I just took it back, and it smelled fine. I mean, it was like she said it smelled so bad she couldn't even try them on. I was like, come on now. And usually I wash all my stuff, and this was like from the bins days when I had bought this pair of jeans. So I'm sure I washed that pair. You know what I mean? Like if it's a new with tags, I'm not washing it. Or if I buy it at a yard sale and it smells decent, I'm not going to wash that. But if I buy it from the bins or at the thrift store, I'm washing it.
Yeah. He thought he was subject to you, Paul. I meant Joe. Odor ban does wonders for many things to get rid of the smells and germs. Use on plush. I don't know
what that is. Let me write that down.
Odor ban. It's called Odor Ban. B-A-N-D.
Okay.
And you can buy those and by the gallon either at Walmart, Lowe's, Home Depot, and they usually at Home Depot and Lowe's they'll come with a spray bottle with it.
Oh, okay.
A gallon size, and there's several scents. There's like lemon, eucalyptus, and
eucalyptus.
Yeah, that one and lavender. So there are some different scents, but I use no scent, and I just get it and you use it in a spray bottle. It does wonderful with odors.
I'll check that out because
that's how I'd spell it. Odoban.
I will use like Febreze on stuff sometimes or whatever, just the regular Febreze.
This is not like any kind of scent that's strong, but you can smell it a lot in the hospitals. And yeah.
Okay.
All right, everyone, guess who's here? Good morning. Yenzer Picker, Mr. Mike in the house. Some people are very sensitive to laundry soap and fabric softener smells might be an issue. One of the things that I use, and I buy a lot if I have to, now there are sometimes I have to wash some plush, or I'll take the padding out for Vera Bradley purses and take the cardboard pieces out and wash them. I use what's called no scent natural, and it's a clear bottle of detergent. There is no odors or sensitive skin, and also the fabric sheets. I use both of those when I'm doing things that has to do with reselling, so that way you don't have that scent. And that's why I do that. Check out the newest video, 1000 T haul. Wow,
it's good money.
So how you doing over there, Patrick? You got your little bit of sleep?
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
We can hear you. The best voice on YouTube.
All right, so it is 8 minutes to the top of the 10 o'clock hour here on the East Coast, and I want you to go over to the January Houses channel. Make sure you click subscribe, hit the notification bell, go into one of his videos, leave him a comment, let him know that Cajun. Wow, total brain fart. I almost said one of my other co-hosts. I was totally on autopilot right there. I apologize, Johnny. Make sure you tell them that.
How many hours of sleep you working on?
So I did my show, and then I was up to like 5:30 listing this morning. My girlfriend comes in, and she's like, "Aren't you supposed to be on Johnny's show?" Oh, poop! Throw the blanket off, throw the cat off the bed. It was like, oh my God, scramble. So.
Yeah, that's called the free and clear unscented cleaning that you can get in the detergent or also in the fabric sheets. And that's what it's called. Free and clear. Unscented. Yep.
So let's see. Where are we at?
What's the weather today?
What is the weather today? I don't know. Let me find that. I'm still trying to get this eye to focus. So
I just like spraying my boxes down.
It is currently 68
be careful
degrees.
what you use on scents. Go ahead, Patrick. I'm sorry.
I was going to say it is currently 68 degrees here in Cincinnati. That's right, baby. It's going to be a high of 82 with the low of 63. And make sure you go over to the January House, click subscribe, hit the notification bell, go into one of his videos and let him know that Johnny Cajun Roots Reseller and Patrick Murphy sent you over there. That's right, baby.
So great.
They also have, especially for washing baby clothes. Yeah. But yeah, if you're doing something like that, be aware of that. Maybe that's somebody who may buy it, may be allergic to it or sensitive to that. So watch what you use when you're doing that kind of stuff for reselling. And I do some of the things like plush, depending on what it is, and Vera Bradley bags, depending on if I thought it was brand new or it looks great, and then I get it and it looks like crap that's been drugged to the dirt or whatever, then of course I'm washing it. But yeah, I try not to do anything with scents. Good morning, Glams. How are you doing? Good to see you. So right now, January House, Mr. Mike is at, and I'm refreshing, 938.
9:38. All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is what I need you to do for me. That's right. I need you to call the neighbors, wake the kids, get all the in-laws involved. Let's make it a party. That's right. We've got to light him up. He is only, I can't do the math, but he is so darn close that I can feel it. I can't think it, but I can feel it. I know we can make this magic. That's right. So let's make it happen. Let's light it up, ladies and gentlemen.
My package boxes always smell like Downy. Wow. Good morning, Ella.
Why, hello, Ella.
Hello.
Yes.
So if you have any questions for Mike, let's go ahead and get them answered in the chat. Also, don't forget that his links are at the top in the blue box. So if you missed the link, it is there at the top. He's 62 away, by the way, Patrick.
62 away. All right, I know everybody out there. Let's see, we've got how many in the chat? We got 30.
34.
You know, 34 people in the chat. You know at least one person that isn't subscribed to this good gentleman. We need to make that magic happen, all right? Like I said, call your neighbors, call your in-laws, wake the kids, get your kids' friends. We can make the most important thing, though, is you need to go into the comments. You need to leave him or go into the video and leave a comment. We need to make that stick because we also need a little bit more than just 60 plus. Let's make it 70 plus because we want to give him a little cushion. That's right.
Right, a little cushion will help. Right,
a little cushion for that pushing, if you know what I mean, baby. That's all right.
All right, I'll make a comment real quick on Red's. I'll post Sharon's comment. She said she just ordered some odor band. Now remember, when you buy the odor band, and 9 times out of 10 it'll come with a spray bottle. Be cautious because that is concentrated. So you can dilute it, and you can look on the instructions on the gallon. It'll tell you how to dilute it.
Mm-hmm.
But it is strong, so be careful because it is concentrated. And it's
I'll have to check that out.
Yeah, it works. Remember to drop your YouTube links. Yes, everybody, make sure. I don't see Jennifer in the chat, but go ahead and drop your links to your channel as well. But for January House, Mr. Mike's links are at the top in the blue box above. Remember, you can also share this out and have others come and subscribe to Mike. Mike, let's do this again real quick and let everybody know what you got going on your channel and your second channel, but mainly the one that we're trying to get you to 1K, and then, of course, talk about your second channel.
Sure.
And then things that you do on your channel for those that are just coming in.
All right, so my name's Mike. Thanks for having me again, Johnny. I really appreciate it, and good to be on with Patrick as well. I am the January House. My main account is the January House. I do a lot of pre-recorded content there, what's sold, videos, haul videos from things I buy at auctions or yard sales or what have you. I have an antique booth, so I talk a little bit about that, updates there, tips and tricks. I don't know, just all bunch of different content that I just enjoy making YouTube videos. I don't do them maybe 2 or 3 times a week. I don't do them every day like some of the resellers, but I have a lot of good content. I feel like I'm always willing to learn, so come check me out and feel free to leave a comment. I always get back to the people in the comments. And I have another channel, the January Auction House, where I do auctions at least once a week, Sunday nights, 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern always, and then sometimes throughout the week. So if that's of interest to you, check that channel out as well. Thank you for subscribing, Glamorous Closet. Appreciate that, and everyone else. And don't forget, hit the thumbs up for Johnny too as well. Appreciate Johnny always doing this morning show to give us a platform to promote our channels.
All right, now we have to talk a little bit about those who may not know or haven't been to your auction show yet. And I do know that you do put out a pre-recorded,
right,
kind of like a snip of what you have coming up on your auctions.
Right.
But talk about what they are missing if they don't come and watch your auction. We're gonna have a little talk about that. Yeah,
we have a lot of fun. My buddy John and I do Sunday nights at 7 o'clock. He has an estate sale company, and he's an eBay seller as well. So we always try to bring new, interesting items, things that you might not see on other auctions. And then in our auction, we just like to have fun. We have a lot of people that come in the chat and never buy anything or very rarely buy anything, but they come and interact with the other people in the chat. I do a lot of singing. I'm a great singer, so I usually try to incorporate singing into every auction that I do. I'm also a pretty decent dancer. I do this dance. I don't know if you heard about it. It's called the twerk, a little twerking. I don't know. The kids are doing it. So I try to do that every once in a while. I don't know. Sometimes we have some alcoholic beverages on there. We always have giveaways. So if you buy a lot or an item from us, we put your name into a drawing. I actually stole the spinny wheel from Johnny's show, and we spin the wheel at the end of the night, and we add a mystery prize to your purchase if your name is picked and you're still in the chat at the end of the night. So just a lot of fun. We talk about different things and have an auction, and it's usually from 7 till about 10 o'clock Eastern.
All right. Now,
have you heard of that dance, Johnny, the twerk?
Yeah. I've watched you do it.
Sometimes I wear onesies too. I've been known to
Yes, I wanted you to talk about that too.
Yeah. People send me onesies.
That right there alone is worth it to go and watch and check it out. And make sure you click subscribe, because that's the important part.
Subscribe
exactly. So what got you doing YouTube? I know you were talking about it earlier about when you first started doing your reselling and what got you started in reselling, but what got you started in doing YouTube?
Yeah, like I said, so I started reselling. I started watching some of the other sellers like Pete, Craigslist Hunter, Lonnie, Global Voodoo, one of the earlier guys as well, was a big influence. And then I always kind of thought, hey, I could do that, right? Like, how hard could it be? Like, and I mean, it's hard. Like, let me tell you, it's a lot of work to make YouTube videos, and even lives like Johnny does every morning. I mean, it's a lot that goes into it. You should see the production if you've never done it before. But it was the lockdown here in Pennsylvania. Like, literally, all the businesses were closed except for the essential ones or whatever. And I thought, you know what? Like, why not just start a YouTube channel now? Like, and I just had fun with it. I even go back and look at my earlier ones. They're mostly like what sold, and I would do one almost every day. And I don't know. I just had fun with it. And once I started doing them and trying to get better with like the first ones, like I didn't even have a tripod. Like I had my my phone like up on books or whatever, you know what I mean? And like I'm looking down, it's like a whole thing. And I tried different things. I just like the fact that you can do whatever you want pretty much. Like it's your channel. You can be as creative as you want. And you can do as many as you can get done in a week or a day or whatever it is. And we started doing auctions on that main channel in the beginning as well. Because again, a lot of people couldn't get out. There was no, storage lockers were closed. There was no estate sales. There was no yard sales. And I had a ton of inventory, and it was a good way for me to, to sell some of that inventory, that I had sitting around, wasn't even listed. So, yeah, I just had fun with it, and I've been going ever since. And I'm almost at 1,000.
The Nashville Flipper says, "Oh, we're twerking today."
I don't think today. I try to save that for my channel because usually like as a guest on someone else's channel, they don't appreciate that too much.
Can we get an early morning twerk, Mike?
Lisa, I don't know.
Will you twerk for the subs?
Yeah, we'll twerk for subs. Right?
There you go. Let's see. Everybody's taking comments. The Nashville Flipper, have you gotten your watch hours? I thought I saw somebody ask that question in the chat. Did you even get to 1K already? I think you did. Sub the vending channels. Everybody's saying hello. Did you hit the watch hours times? Oh, okay. That's where I saw it. Global Voodoo. I haven't seen them in a while. They're still making videos?
Yeah, they actually just got a brick and mortar thrift store out there. Mike, I've been following Mike for a long time. And he does the storage lockers he's bought. He sells on the side of the road out there in Arizona. They have like little pop-up stands on the side of the road. People just sell stuff like yard sale style every day. He's just really, I don't know, for me it was really helpful, like a mentor kind of. I've texted with him and stuff. And then they did auctions as well during the pandemic thing. But then he moved on. He was doing high bid. He was selling auction things on high bid, and now they just got a brick and mortar thrift store out there in Arizona somewhere. So yeah, they're still making videos, not as many, and I haven't seen them do a YouTube auction in a while. But yeah, he's still out there.
Sharon's been posting your YouTube channel in the chat, so if you have missed it, it's still in the pin at the top in the blue box. I do have both of his regular channel and his auction channel that he's got where he does auctions on. Both of the links are in the blue box, so check it out and see if you're subscribed. Make sure that if it's red, that you change it to your turn it to gray. Tommy the 2.0 Bargain Effects. Hello, good morning and welcome. How are you doing this morning? If y'all have any questions for Mike, go ahead and put it in the chat. Let's see here. I'm gonna try to get caught up in the chat here. Everybody's talking to each other. Everybody's saying hello to each other. Cajun, I'm at 1K, but we're at 800 hours away. So we're so close. So there you go. Put your link in the chat so that everybody can go maybe help you by putting a playlist together of your videos. Let's see
Absolutely.
here. Mike doesn't pull any purchase. Mike doesn't pull any punches. Tells it like it is. Yeah.
He means global voodoo, right? Yeah. Yeah, sometimes global voodoo is not for everyone. You know what I mean? I like that. Whether I agree or disagree with you, I think I'd rather have you tell me how you feel than try to be everything to everybody or try to tell me what you think I want to hear. You know what I mean? Exactly. And if I disagree, that's fine. You know what I mean? But I'd rather have someone tell me, how it is or how they feel about something than kind of sugarcoat things or play both sides.
One of the things I always like to say too, we can always be together, and I know that's not easy for everyone, but we can always at least say our opinions. And again, everybody has their own. It's not to say that what we may do or what we say may be the right thing to do or the wrong thing, but it's what we do. And the best thing about it is if somebody can take something from what we're talking about, no matter what the topic is, what the question may be, and whatever we learn from it and implement it into our business practice, if it helps us, that's great. But it's not going to work for everybody. So at least we can agree to disagree, and that's the best way to be. And again, we may not like everybody in the way they do things, but that's just their way. Once you get to know somebody, it's a little different. Yeah. That putting the January house in, there is a watch time playlist. There you go. Check it out.
Yeah, check it out.
Dawn says, anyone I missed working and listing. I'm always so used to putting that myself. Let's see. Nice. I can send the timestamp so you don't have to watch the whole thing. Oh, talking to James. Thank you, everyone. Just sub to. Oh, look at this. Everybody's going to sub to you now.
Thank you.
Thanks for checking the video.
940 I'm at, Johnny.
We getting there. We got you 60 away.
Hey, I'm appreciative of everyone that I get. Thank you so much.
We are. The biggest thing about it though is to make sure that word subscribe is not red, because a lot of people are misconceptions about if you go to it, it's red, it's your sub. But it's actually, if it's red, you're not subscribed. That means you need to change it to gray and then hit the notifications. And I'll turn it back over to Patrick to let him do what he likes to do and what he does best. So let me let him do it in his voice.
But before we do that, did you know it's also free to subscribe? That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is absolutely 100% free. So make sure you go over, hit subscribe, click the notification bell, go into one of his videos, leave him a comment, let him know that Johnny Cajun Roots Reseller and Patrick Murphy sent you. That's right, baby. Twerk right on over to the January house and put that booty to work and hit that subscribe. Just mash it in there really good. They probably could have done without seeing me smashing my butt into my chair, but
but wait, there's more.
There's a second channel. That's right, not one but two. There's two channels. There is, let me click back over here, there is the January auction house. That's right, go over to his channel, click subscribe, hit the notification bell, go into one of his videos, leave him a comment, let him know that Cajun Roots Reseller and Patrick Murphy sent you. That's right, baby.
All right, before I put the link in the chat for the panel, for anyone to come on the panel, I want you to go through again and talk about your channel, talk about your auctions, what platforms you sell on, and what you do on your auctions, and how can they come in and see your auctions and how you run your auctions.
Sure.
And then we'll open the link to everybody else after.
All right, guys, thanks again for having me, Johnny. I am Mike, the January House. I have two channels. The January House is my main channel. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers. But I do appreciate anyone that subscribes, and hopefully you enjoy my videos. I make videos about haul items that I pick up at yard sales, flea markets, auctions, estate sales, things of that nature. I also have what's sold videos, so when I sell them, I talk about them. I have an antique booth. I give updates on that, some tips and tricks videos, things I've learned along the way. So if that's of interest to you, come to my channel, subscribe, and leave me a comment. Yeah, like one of my videos, and I just got a comment right there from someone that just watched the video. So hopefully that was one of you. Thank you very much. And I also have an auction channel. I do auctions on the January auction house. So there's the January house main channel and the January auction house. There's an auction every Sunday night, 7:00 p.m. Eastern on that channel. And sometimes I do one throughout the week, a pop-up one or special guest one. We have a lot of fun in the chat. I'm a great singer, so I usually try to sing every auction at some point. I've been known to wear onesies, and I've been known to twerk. It's this new dance that these kids are doing today. And people really seem to love all that. But yeah, the people in the chat that come watch the auctions are great. And then John is my buddy that does it with me on Sunday nights. And he has a estate sale company. So he finds a lot of cool stuff. He buys out, someone wants to have a buyout at their house, clean out whatever. He buys stuff and brings a lot of that stuff to auction on that channel. We're trying to always have different cool items. And then we always have a giveaway. So if you win an item or a lot, we put your name into a drawing. And at the end of the night, if you're still in the chat when we have the drawing and we pick your name, we add a mystery prize. We get a lot of good feedback on that. So come check us out. Sunday nights at 7:00 p.m. Eastern on the January auction house. And again, thanks for having me, Johnny. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up for Johnny. And again, thanks a lot.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and put the link in the chat so that others can come in, and I will also repost your links. I see that Sharon's been doing it as well. I know I have it here. Here it is. I got so much to cut and paste in my private chat. That's why I put it before the show. So that's why it takes me a while to get set up in the morning before the show. So that's why I do that. All right, let me pin this to the top, replace the pin. And while that's getting replaced, I'll go ahead and drop both of your links again. That way everybody can still catch your link to both of your channels. And again, please go and check the channels. And Patrick, I'll turn it over to you for that.
Make sure you go over to the January house, click some. Oh my God, we don't need no. Oh,
you did it to me every morning.
Oh no. Because then you're gonna get this. Oh yeah.
Let's do it. Then. Go for it.
Coming down from the heavens to let you know that you need to go over to my man, the January house, and click subscribe. Oh yeah. Then I want you to power drive that notification bell. Had to thank God. Wow. Okay. Coffee is not flowing through the Macho Man yet this morning. But make sure you click subscribe, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Let them know that Macho Man Randy Savage. Oh yeah, I sent you. That's right.
All right. Now we have others coming in. We have Bemos and Brandon. Good morning.
Morning.
How y'all doing?
Doing pretty good.
Power up my. Yeah, you gotta get that mocha.
Patrick Murphy just.
Purples are on the back. I can hear it in the background. All right, Bemos, you go ahead. You came in first, so go ahead and tell everybody what you want to talk about and promote your channel and what you got going on.
Tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. On Melanie Lightbeam's channel, we have our usual Thursday night auction. We're going to have Darth Gojira on. And then tomorrow night, it's myself, Melanie, and Marion for your Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. We also, on Friday, do a book sale. So at 1 p.m. Eastern, we will have a Buy It Now book sale. Next week, we will be on my channel, and we auction on Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Tuesday and Friday also have a book sale at 1 p.m. Eastern. So 4 days a week, 6 shows. We're crazy. Come for the laughs, stay for the deals.
And then talk about for those who want to be able to be a guest on your show and when and what day that is.
We have guests on Thursday, so if you guys want to come auction with us, send either myself or Melanie Lightbeam a email, and we will gladly get you scheduled.
All right, then we'll go to Brandon with his great announcement. He got a big announcement, so let's listen. Hopefully he's not pregnant. I mean, I hope he doesn't.
Brandon.
No, nothing like that.
Right in that face.
Yeah, exactly. So, the big announcement. I went and did the radio station tour last night, and I have signed up a time slot, and now I'm going to do the Reseller show on the college's radio station.
And what did you decide on a name yet?
What?
Did you decide for the name you wanted to call it?
At this point, it's going to be the Reseller Show. I haven't decided, what exactly the name's going to be, but I've just put the link in. That is for the TuneIn app to listen to the radio station. What I'm going to be doing is kind of like Johnny's morning show a little bit, but in the college sense, where I'll have someone from YouTube or something, call in through StreamYard or cell phone or whatever, and I'll put them live, on the radio, and we'll talk about buying and reselling. So, yeah.
I don't know what that tomato is.
Tomato? What?
Still don't know what the tomato is.
I'm
not sure. I know there was a comment she made yesterday, so I'm not sure what that's pertaining.
So I'll get another thing to say. So that show is going to be every Thursday from 11 to 12, 11 a.m. to 12 p.m. Central Time. So that means 12 p.m. to 1 p.m. Eastern Time. So there you go.
Do you get credit for it?
I do if I was enrolled in COM 155 or COM 172, but since I'm in COM 101, I don't get a credit for it. I'm just doing this for the fun of it and to get my YouTube channel out there to all the college kids.
That is awesome.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome. So what's your radio name?
I haven't picked one out yet. Well, I just took the tour.
Brandon the Brooch Man. That's right. Make sure you go over to his dorm, because when you're in trouble and you need to make it right with your sweetheart, you make sure you go see Brandon the Brooch Man. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. His dorm room is where it's at.
There you go.
Now he just gave you some pointers for your radio station.
Perfect. No, I have to come up with a 15-second and a 30-second commercial, and I have to record it by tomorrow. So,
oh wow, no pressure.
I gotta think of stuff. Think of something to say for it.
Wiki seller.
A pointer for you, Brandon?
Yeah.
Keep it simple. Keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Mm-hmm.
You notice sometimes I just open my mouth, words come out. I'm not even thinking about what I'm saying.
Well, that's the other thing. I read the whole agreement list on the FCC rules, and how to what you can and cannot say. So interesting, let me tell you. So interesting. One of the things I found out that is interesting is that on the FCC rules, you cannot advertise. So you can't go on the show and be like, oh, I've got this on my eBay store for this amount of dollars, please buy it, something like that. You can't say that over the air.
That's Missy says, I think you should keep your Heartland Picker's name and theme.
Okay. Some ideas. So if anyone is interested in wanting to become, thank you, Glams. That's what you meant by tomato.
Right.
If anyone's interested in becoming a guest on my morning show, it's kind of morning-ish, afternoon, you can email me. You can email me right here, and I'll get you set up on a Thursday. That'll work.
There you go. Let's see. She says, especially since you're trying to draw people to your channel, it would be easier for the people to remember.
Right.
And what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to record it as well. That's funny. I'm going to try to record it so I can put it up on my YouTube channel. So that way, if someone didn't catch it on a certain day, I can have a recording of it on YouTube.
The Heartland Picker is going to pick up that broken heart. That's right, baby. Make sure you go over to see Brandon in his dorm room.
Yeah, that was that one I showed already.
I was taking a tour with a bunch of other people, and there's a bunch of different shows that are going to be happening on that station. I know a couple of people are doing sports shows, sports talk shows.
Right.
There's one that's doing a kind of a nerd show, is what she called it, where she'll talk about anime and video games and all that sort of stuff.
What's that about? I have no idea.
There's another one that's also doing kind of like an ebook, like a audiobook is what that's the word. Kind of like an audiobook thing where she'll pick up a book and she'll just start reading, different chapters and whatnot. So there's a bunch of different things happening on that radio station. So make sure you save that link so you can listen in every Thursday from 11 to 12 to hear the Reseller Show.
Corner says, little one, I have a name for you. Sales of Life. That's an interesting title, yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see. So I did plans, but don't tell that PM that. Okay, let's see something real quick. All right. Also in the morning show, if you want to come on and be a guest and promote your channel, I'm dropping my link to all links, and it's all social medias. Reach out to me to where I can put you on the schedule and the calendar. It is first come, first serve. So if someone wants to come on, and I will, if you notify me or contact me first, I'll make sure to have a date for you on the calendar before I go on to the next person that comes in with a message. So definitely do that. I would love to have you on and promote your channel. That way you can come in and talk about your channel, what you do. You may not know or realize that you have information you can share with others, but believe you me, from my experience being on the morning show, it's everyone from under 100 all the way up to over 10,000 subs. It's always something you can learn from someone that may help you in something you never thought you can do or even have a question about something. So there's the link. Reach out to me. Yes, Brandon, think of yourself as a brand because it is available on your national platform similar to your YouTube. You want to have a brand. Good morning, Dave.
So the radio station broadcasts from the college, and it goes, I think the signal goes all the way across the whole county. If I'm right? I think so. It spans the whole county, but as soon as you get out of the county, you won't be able to hear it in your car anymore. So this link that I just put in the chat, that is the link for the radio station on the TuneIn app, so you guys can listen anywhere in the world. You can listen.
Edward says, go ahead and sign him up, Brandon. How can they reach out to you to sign up?
To sign up, just if you want to put my email back there, it's on the screen. It should be right there. And I'll also put it in the chat, just in case if nobody can read that. But that is the email. If you want to...
I'm going to leave it up there so they can see it.
Yeah, there you go. There we go. I also put it in the chat.
Put it in the chat, but he also put the link for the radio station. Kathy says, drop my YouTube. I'm dropping my YouTube channel. Huh? Oh, I'm dropping my YouTube channel.
Oh, I forgot to mention another thing. I just got so caught up in the big announcement. I have an auction today from 3 to 5 p.m. Central Time. And that will feature a crap ton of jewelry. And I do have some Joan Rivers pieces today.
Ooh. Thank you, Rampage Reseller. Looking forward to that. Go ahead, Brandon.
No, that's it.
What about your pre-recordeds? Are you still going to do those?
Yes. The pre-recordeds I am still doing. I'm going to probably upload one after I get off here. So far I'm still doing those. Right now I'm like doing 3 a week. Which is at a good pace because I have no classes today besides jazz band like at 6:30. So I've got like a whole free day. So that's why I decided to do the radio show on a Thursday because I got no classes.
I think you should go ahead and use Heartland Picker as your radio name.
That's what I was thinking. If you think about it, if people listen to Heartland Picker, they'll go to YouTube. I can always promote and say, hey, check me out on YouTube, Heartland Picker. So,
right. So talk about your channel and what you're going to be doing on those auctions, on those pre-recordeds.
So I am Heartland Picker, if no one knows that yet. I'm in my dorm room, as you can see. Very blank white wall that looks like I'm in a jail cell, but I'm not. I do buy it now pre-recorded videos. They're all pretty much jewelry. They're all going to be $5 a piece, so it's easy for me to keep track of. I post about 3 or 4 of those a week, and I do auctions every Thursday on my channel from 3 to 5 p.m. Central Time. And then about shipping, if anyone buys anything from me, whether it's the auction or the pre-recorded videos, I take it up to Miss Ivy, and she will invoice and ship it. That way, if you buy anything from me or if you buy anything from her, it'll be combined shipping. So.
And also, we now have James on the platform. How are you doing?
Yeah.
Oh, he's muted.
You're muted. He's in his garage again.
Also, I am, yeah. Actually, it's actually not that loud today because everybody's off. It's Cinco, or not Cinco de Mayo, but it's Mexico's Independence Day today. So they had parties last night and having more parades and parties today. But,
and talk a little bit about your channel and all the videos you've been putting out.
Oh, putting out a lot of food videos, going where to eat in Merida, Mexico. And, some how-to videos. I had to make some copies and stuff for getting my temporary residency here. So I had like 60, 70 pages of stuff I had to have copied. So I think that one's coming out tomorrow. So yeah. And then on the weekends, I have a Buenos Dias Merida show. Pretty much the news and what's happening here in Merida.
And the ASMR.
Saturday and Sunday?
And that's on Saturday and Sunday, yeah, at 8:35 Central Time. So, sorry, 9:35 Eastern. And then, yeah, some ASMR videos, too. I had one yesterday of a storm that came through, and there were some flashes of light.
There's a storm going through there. The what?
There's some lightning strikes that actually affected the video screen and the recording.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to go back
to the Sam's paper today. They had a flyer here. These are what the prices are, some of the things here in Mexico. Like a laptop computer. It's about 20-30% more than the U.S. All electronic type things. Yeah. That's it.
Wow. Hey, James, hoping all you're doing well. ASMR videos flow out with the storm. All right, what I want to do is I see my numbers are going down, and so what I want to do is have everybody go back around and talk about your channel, what you have going on your channel, and when and where we can catch you at. But I do want to make sure y'all do have the link for Mike. He has this regular channel, and he does have his auction channel. I'm trying to get him as close as we can to getting him to the 1K. He's there. He's got his watch hours.
Oh, yeah.
He just needs that 1K. So there's his link again. I just put it in the chat, and we'll start with Brandon and tell everybody about your channel and what you got going on this week or anything special going on in the next week.
So I'm Heartland Picker. I have buy it now sales on my channel. They're pretty much jewelry, $5 a piece. I post about 3 or 4 a week, and I have a auction every Thursday from 3 to 5 p.m. Central Time. And that will be a bunch of jewelry and a bunch of good stuff. So you should come and watch. Of course, I just talked about the shipping not too long ago. So there's that. And then I just put the link in the chat again. I do have a radio show now. It's going to be on the college radio here. It's called The Storm 88.9. And if you want the letters, it's I think KSTM. I think is what it is. But please email me if you want to be a guest on that radio show. It broadcasts out through the whole college and the whole county. And then by listening on that link right there, it'll broadcast throughout the whole world. So whoever has that link or whoever searches up, the Storm 88.9, they'll find it and you can listen in wherever you're at. So I think that's about it for me.
All right. Laura?
Okay. We do shows, Melanie and I, 4 days a week. We do 6 shows. We do Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern for our night show. On Tuesdays and Fridays, we also do book sales in the afternoon, 1 p.m. Eastern. This week we are finishing up on Melanie's channel. So tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, it'll be myself, Melanie, and Darth Gojira. And then tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern, Melanie, myself, and Marion. And at 1 p.m. Eastern tomorrow, we will do our Buy It Now book sale. Next week, we will be on my channel for the entire week. We switch back and forth. So come for the laughs, stay for the deals.
All right, Patrick, let everybody know what we're here for today.
We are here to get the January house up to his 1K. He is 58 away, ladies and gentlemen. That's right, only 58 away. I know we can make that magic happen. Do you know? I know. I know you know. So make sure you get your friends, call the neighbors, wake the kids. Let's light him up. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Go over to his channel, click subscribe, hit the notification bell. Go into one of his videos, let him know that everyone on this fine, lovely panel this morning sent you over there. That's right, baby. It is currently 69. That's right, baby. 69 degrees here in Cincinnati as we approach the 10:30 hour.
All right, Mike.
Thanks, Patrick. Thanks, Johnny, for having me again as well. I really appreciate it. Thanks to everyone who recently subscribed. I am Mike, the January House. I have 2 channels. The main channel is the January House. All my pre-recorded content is on there. What sold videos, haul videos, antique booth updates, tips and tricks. Go check it out. I appreciate every one of my subscribers. Thank you so much. I have a second channel. It's called the January Auction House. Every Sunday night live at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern with my buddy John. And we always have free shipping. I don't know why I didn't mention it before, but free shipping on every item. And when you win an item, we put your name into a drawing. And at the end of the night, we pick your name. If you're still in the chat, we had a mystery prize. A lot of great discussion in the chat. I sing, I dance. Sometimes we drink, whatever. Sometimes we do all 3. Again, thanks for having me, Johnny. I really appreciate it. And hit the thumbs up for Johnny and go buy some merch from Johnny. These coffee mugs are great. And I'll see you guys later.
All right. And then we have Cameron now. We do have 2 people that just came in. I'm not sure if they're coming in for after the show, but I'm bringing them on now because they are here. First, we have Dawn and we have Edwards. Dawn, tell everybody about your channel.
Hello, everybody.
Hi, Dawn.
How's it going?
Hi, Don.
Noon, Tuesdays and Thursdays, Mary and I do a show called Chick Chat where we talk about reselling, but a lot of other things besides that. And I did want to remind everybody, it's not too late to pick up some more boxes from USPS. It's fourth quarter, baby. You gotta have your shipping supplies. These all came in yesterday.
Wow.
I just got a bunch delivered also.
Yeah,
Never
make
too
sure you
late.
get those orders in ahead of time.
Exactly.
Edward, what's going on your channel? Look at your big old smile this morning. You must be going thrifting somewhere.
I'm dropping my little man off down the street from me. I'm gonna be live at 12, doing my giveaway, 100 sub giveaway with special guest Joey Bada Bing is gonna be on there. We're gonna ask him a bunch of vintage questions, anything to do with vintage, and then So,
wow.
Appreciate
how can
everybody.
is it still too late for them to sign up for your giveaway? Or
I was thinking right now, maybe we might just do a live chat giveaway. I might just give away like a ball cap or something. I might just throw in one of these vintage ball caps that I just picked up at a yard sale. So for the live chat
today.
Yeah. I'm gonna be live at 12 because I already did the giveaway thing. The cutoff was 12 o'clock last night. So I already have everybody's name in the wheel and stuff. So I might just do a live chat though. We might just give away stuff because I'm feeling very giving today. So
that is awesome.
Might just do that.
Yeah, one of the things I want to make sure and remind everybody too, because here we already are the 16th of this month. Don't forget, this is the last 2 weeks of the month where you got to make sure if you have a coupon on your eBay store, make sure and check on it and see if you still have it or if you haven't used it to remind you to use it before you lose it by the last day of this month. Come September 30th, if you don't use it, you will lose it. So that's a free way of you getting supplies. Remember, you want to make sure you do get enough supplies. You don't want to run out, especially when we go on October 1st is starting Q4. So make sure you get your supplies in hand because come October 1st, you'll get a whole new coupon. And that way you can get all the supplies you need because I always make sure I get a list on my side of my computer when I'm running low on something. And I use that first to make sure I get that $50 because I get 50 on mine. But every store is different. So make sure you check that out and see where you can find that. I do have videos on this channel in my videos where how to. And I do have a way you can find it. There's multiple ways, and I did show them the easiest way to find it. So make sure you check it out so you don't lose your coupon.
I got a coupon. I got a coupon. I got a coupon.
Let him have it. No problem.
And I need to I need to do a correction. It wasn't 58. It was actually 48. But now we're even. But we're even closer than that right now. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you go over to the hello.
Hello. Yes.
They're big for a reason. The eye.
That's 50. He's 54 away from 1K.
Let's go, guys.
54 away.
Math is
Hello,
hard.
Adam.
Patrick.
Hello, and welcome.
They told me there would be no math today.
Oh, look at what he's. Yeah, I'm getting.
Oh, that's so cute.
Look at this.
That is so cute.
They're a little plush.
Funko Pop.
And I got them at Walmart.
Nice.
Oh man, that's a bolo for this show.
Nice.
Plush.
I love these.
Yeah, he got them on clearance at Walmart.
There you go, retail arbitrage.
Yep.
Yeah.
Who's
Yeah,
this
he's sending
clearance
a
guy you
picture.
keep talking
Why
about?
you teasing me with this? Don't
Why is
say
he always
this.
at Walmart?
Teasing. So I had him pick me up 2 of them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right, everyone. I also have all of Mike's information in the description bar below. I have been posting it within the chat. So has Miss Sharon. So if you haven't checked out Mike's channels, please do so. He's only 54 away from 1K. He's already got his watch hours. We're just trying to get him to get monetized. He's been doing a lot of hard work at getting where he's at now. And that's on anyone who's trying to get into a next milestone. There's a lot of work, but don't forget to be consistent. No matter what your milestone is at this time. Keep at it. Don't get frustrated. I know we do get frustrated from time to time when we see our numbers going up and down. That's just the way, how they said it, the beauty of the beast. But again, the more you work at it, don't give up and keep on going at it. And so as I say before I end each and every show, before the show ends, remember that we do have the link ready at the end of the show. But before we go, I want Mike to go back again one more time because you are the channel guest today. Let everybody know where to find you and how we're going to get you there to 1K.
All right, thanks again for everyone, and especially to Johnny for having me. I am Mike, the January House. I have 2 channels. The pre-recorded channel is the January House. Haul videos, what's sold videos, all types of good stuff over there. Go to the January House, subscribe. I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers. I appreciate it very much. I also have an auction channel, the January Auction House. If you're into that kind of stuff or you just want to hang out in the chat, we have a lot of great times in the chat on the January Auction House. Go there and subscribe as well. Thanks again, Johnny. Hit the thumbs up for Johnny and buy some Johnny merch.
Thank you. And so, like I say, before I end each and every show, before I want to make sure I got a comment here. Okay, that's for somebody else. All right, so before I end each and every show, like I always say, please remember, love is always free. Please be kind to one another until we meet into another chat. Have a blessed and fabulous day, and until we do meet again, later. Peace out.